Here we are, part 5. We've got a few more bits and pieces cleaned up and ready. So there's our block that was sprayed, and just got to get the masking tape off of there. I think that's going to look pretty good. What else we got? So I'll take the rest off of that in a minute. Done the bottom of the what do we call this? This is the top of the gearbox, I suppose, where the drive shaft leg goes down into and the exhaust goes into. We've also done the gear selector rod, so we've got a shiny one of those, just all sprayed up in smooth silver hammerite. So next thing tonight, I'm going to have a look at this gearbox. Not sure how this comes apart, but I'm going to start taking the prop off and see where we go from there. I'm guessing it's these screws at the back, and I'm thinking I'll probably undo that screw there because that looks like it could well hold the oil in. So I think after I've got the prop off, I'll start with taking this screw out and see if we can get any oil out of it. I've ordered my new oil. Hopefully that'll be here in the next day or so, along with all my other bits and pieces, and then we can then start on the reassembly. So great stuff. Let's just protect my new painted items. I'm putting it in on a bit of rag. Top of it. So on the block, we need to clean these surfaces up a little bit more again before we start reassembly and putting the gasket sealant on. But, yeah, it's looking pretty good. So now we have the sprayed up block in hammerite. That's ready for reassembly pretty much. Just a bit of cleaning up to do. I would do it very carefully with a bit of wet and dry probably. And then I'll blow it all out with the airline again. Just make sure it's all sparkly and clean. Okay. Let's have a look at this gearbox next. What have we got? I need a pair of long nose pliers to get this split pin out. Let's see if we get this split pin off. Just hold it there. Yeah, it's definitely going to need a new one. Be a wise idea every time you take these out, because it weakens it when you straighten it. There you go, it's just snapped. So, see if we can wiggle it loose. Got a washer. And then this is the famous drive pin. Been out with a friend of mine on his first outing with his Seagull and his dinghy, and unfortunately he didn't pack a spare one of these and managed to clatter it into the pebbles on the shore, and that was our boating day over. We had a little spin in it before we managed to do that, so it wasn't so bad. So let's see, how do I get this off? Springs off. So I'm just guessing it's just a bit sticky on this shaft. Maybe not. Right, I've decided to leave the prop on for now because it's not coming off all that easily. And I thought I'll take this screw at the back and see if it is what I suspect it is, a drain plug. Looks like it. We got a bit of a creamy sort of light tan emulsion colour bit of oil, which I've been told, I believe, could be the right colour, because I think these gearboxes do allow a little bit of water in, which seems a bit odd to me. Nevertheless, we're going to get what we can out of it, and when we strip it all down we'll clean that all up and start afresh. So let's see if we get anything out at all. Well, there's not a lot falling out or gushing out of there, so we'll carry on with the strip down. But you might be able to see inside it. Just looks sort of like thick double cream, to be honest. Right, I'll pop that back in so I don't get caught out. Let's see if we can crack a couple of these screws off. They're going to be quite tasty. There we go, there's one. Not sure what's going on with this one with the nut on it. It looks like I'm not the first person to have trodden this path, because this one's got some gnarly marks on the back. So this may be a bit of a modification here. Let's see. What have we got? That's not going to come undone. Let's see what spanners we got. Okay. Just loosen that off a bit. So that nut's moving. And then that's turning quite freely. So it might be intentional, that, we'll see. Doesn't look it to me. Got a horrible feeling some threads may have been stripped off somewhere down the line. So we'll keep the gearbox nuts and bolts in a different container. And let's get all these undone. And this one. Okay, now I'm guessing there's a gasket between these two parts. I'll give it a bit of a gentle tap with the leather end of the mallet. I'm just having to do a bit of a brute and see whether we can get this propped through. Right, as soon as we're tapping the top of the shaft, it's encouraged the bottom end to drop off the gearbox. So what we've got now is all this goo to contend with. I think I'm going to find a place to put some of this, because I'm in danger of making it one hell of a mess. Well, it became time to snap on the old latex gloves, and I got stuck in there and I mopped most of this out and got it back to something. The other bits, I'll get a bit of petrol in the container and we'll wash it all off, get it back to clean metal. So you can see what we're doing, but yeah, this is what it looks like on the inside. Virtually unused, to be honest. So we've got this bit in here which is spring loaded to allow the clutch to work, I'm guessing. So I do think that prop should just pop off of there, and it looks like we've got a collar in here with a roll pin in it, just to retain that either side. And the clutch obviously just works by pushing this on and off onto the drive spring via this ramped piece. I don't know if you can see this, but we'll get it apart to the next stage and see what we're doing, and then all we've got to do is clean these bits up. I don't think I'll take the shaft out and this part. I'll just protect it, clean it all up, paint it, and be ready for reassembly. Here we are with the prop off. Finally got the thing out. Managed to slip it off this shaft here, obviously goes on this side. There's the ramp I talked about, which engages the prop. Got a bit of a burr on this shaft here. Don't know whether that's going to make much of a difference, but I'll look into that a little bit more before reassembly. And this is why it was sticking a bit. There's a few burrs on this part here, but I think I've got away with it. I don't think the phosphor bronze bush has got any massive damage. I don't think it spins on there. Well, it only spins on there when it's freewheeling anyway, so it's not as if that one's got to be continually turning. It's the one inside the gearbox that needs to be in good nick. Like I say, I'm not going to take that shaft out. So, a bit more cleaning up to do. And I'll take the paint off, give it a coat of primer, spray in a bit of hammerite. Hoping tomorrow that the postman brings my big parcel full of bits and pieces from John at Save Our Seagulls, and we can start on the reassembly. Brilliant.